The United NUWAUPIANS Worldwide International African Diaspora Forum to Banjul, Gambia. Look, can't say we not recognize this is an international agreement signed by the Ministries of Justice. It's a stamp in ECOWAS, an ECOWAS nation that has acknowledged the United NUWAUPIANs under our seal. I mean, it gets no plain clear. And actually, these are, let me just show you this so you know that we are in West Africa, just in case people don't know, right? Location, where's that location right there? The address of the foundation shall be installed number 10A, Laso Wharf Market, Banjul, Gambia. This is where we are, all right? So the identification and location, just because, you know, just in case you wanted to know how we tied in, what is all this work being done? How are we moving forward? That's the official stamp of the Ministries of Justice. This is acknowledgement of NUWAUPIANS Worldwide. That's just another document. So we gave you 3. This is another certificate of occupancy of our embassy and consulate in Gambia, Senegal, ECOWAS nations, a butter knife. So that's us. So I'm not going to go into a whole lot because you know what people like to do. They like to take it and start, you know, thinking they can, thinking that, you know, I don't know what the devil's at work, but we're smarter than that. We're in a whole different bracket when it comes to the family to see exactly just a portion. That ain't even, that's not even, I'm laughing because when I pulled out the documents that I wanted to show, so you can see everything is stamped, signed, sealed, and delivered, right? I was laughing because while people are talking, we doing work. And as we doing work, the facts are piling up in our favor so incredibly that, guess what? There's nothing the 6 ether forces can do. You know, there's nothing you can do against us to try to hurt us or bring us down because we're already free. So we're not going back under your program. We're not signing no SF 181 form for federal employment. We creating economic institutions. That's what we did on Tamaray. We created employment. We created jobs. We're the creator of these things. We don't go to a person and say, can you do this for us? Can you access? Can you give us freedom? No, we take our freedom. We take our liberty. We take our survival. We're going to make sure that our president is home in Africa. So it's really, you know, I'm not going to get too long when I think I was on here about an hour or so. But I just wanted to touch bases with the family again because I told you I was going to do a update. And, you know, I just wanted to give y'all a little bit of what's going on. I didn't get the whole thing because the devil's going to try to, you know, they looking, they trying, damn, this guy, we got all of this information. So why isn't he home yet? Baba is coming home. Trust that. Everything is laid out to where you see it, you know, and his court case is coming up. And we're going to Liberia to get the word out. We're about to film. I'm headed to New York. We're about to film a DVD for called The Mysteries Behind Closed Doors. Liberian case of Dr. Malachi York is going to be fully edited, available to the public by the second week of September. We're going to pass out 10,000 of them in Liberia to show the injustices of Dr. Malachi York. The billboards are going up. We're going over there, putting our feet on the ground. Make sure our nation, is made aware of everything and preparing. Y'all have to prepare for Africa because it's close. Baba is going to be repatriated. All that is being in place. All that is being done right now. You know, and so it's just a great thing, right? I mean, I'm just excited about everything that's taking place. But if you got any questions, just shoot some questions. I know I've been kind of running my mouth, but if there are any questions, we can address those. We can address those questions real quick. I'm not sure if anybody has any more concerns, but I just want to address the ID. Oh, yeah, I did want to address this. This guy, where is it? So I'm looking at this paper, right? I'm looking at, yeah, this paper's, yeah. Okay, he has an affidavit. I threw it. I tossed it. It was so much. Oh, I'm looking for this affidavit that he sent. Okay. All right. So this guy, right? this guy here, what's his name? I don't even know his name. Because he signed his name. First of all, he sends an affidavit with a false name. This is fraud. His name is not Nebu Sin Amun. That's not his name. He's contracted with the United States with his birth certificate. He hasn't shown and proved who he is. So first of all, factually, we really don't have to address this affidavit because it's fraudulent from the door. Okay, but I'm going to address it because, you know, that's what we do. And this lies. We are the ones to replace the fraud. We're the ones to replace the liars, the deceivers. So he gets this signed. 24 points of fact, and I'll address it. It's nothing. It's easy work. I can do this with my eyes closed. Right? He puts a few so-called quotes. I don't see any case law in here. He quotes, it says, a matter must be expressed to be resolved. In commerce, truth is sovereign and must be expressed in the form of an affidavit. An affidavit not rebutted stands as truth in commerce. An affidavit not rebutted after 30 days becomes judgment in commerce. Now, honestly, I could toss this out the window because, one, you know, it was presented, it was sent in fraud by the mere fact that the agent that represents this affidavit or this entity is misrepresenting himself because he's contracted under a foreign entity called the United States, and he's a citizen and chattel slave property of that entity. And so he's not even qualified to address a sovereign state such as the United NUWAUPIAN Nation, nor the embassy, in order to receive a response. But because of our people have questioned it, and this is him. He sent. This is his fraudulent. He acquired a tribal ID, and claimed he did not sign this, but he signed the application, which gives the consent for the signature to be on here. That was done by a computer. It's a computerized signature based on the consent of the signature of the application, which everyone who received the ID, everyone who received their application for the tribal ID receives this automated signature as confirmation that it was signed on the application. So he sends this back as if he's saying something. So he procured this as a double agent, because if you're not a NUWAUPIAN and you're contracted under the U.S., then you're playing double agent, and he can be brought up on charges by the U.S. for fraud for obtaining a tribal ID, and he's not who he is.